morning, Skills Center. I'm Madison Maurice with Dan Droscher, and we're bringing you your Friday morning news.
Senior shirt orders are due on Monday. Get those to Mr. Fesmeyer if you want a memento of your senior year.
SAA is still selling calzones and pepperoni balls until Monday. See Ms. Tetuan, Ms. Burnett, or an SAA representative to order some.
Coming up on Wednesday is pasta night. The orders are to go and are only $5 for pasta and a pie. The proceeds made will benefit the student government.
And if you're a student government representative, you're required to sell at least 2 dinners.
Anthony is back this week to tell us what's going on outside of Erie, Pennsylvania.
South Korean officials met with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un on Monday. The president of South Korea was not involved in this meeting, but it's been agreed that the two leaders will meet in April. This hasn't happened in over a decade and certainly not so far in Kim Jong-un's run. The North Korean leader clearly expressed an interest in talking with the U.S. and is very willing to put nuclear missile testing on hold. South Korean officials involved in the meeting haven't released everything to the public yet, but are planning to share with President Trump. North Korea has not commented on the meeting, but it sounds like they really do want to have a chat with Trump, as they are in a very powerful position as their ballistic missile program can be a huge bargaining chip in getting what they want, such as the loosening of sanctions for the U.S. and South Korea to stop practicing drills along the DMZ. In news a little closer to home, Trump's economic advisor Gary Cohn resigned on Tuesday night. It is believed that his resignation was due to his conflicting viewpoint on the steel and aluminum tariffs that Trump wants to impose. Cohn and a few other like-minded individuals wanted to set a meeting with Trump and discuss the issue, but Trump pulled out and asked Cohn to publicly support the tariffs. Some stocks have decreased as a result of his resignation, but nothing too major so far.
Is your sneaker game lacking? Don't worry, Malcolm's here to save the day.
This week I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite things, but out with the old and clearly in with the new sales. March is Air Max month, and just in time for tax refund season, so I figured I would give y'all some heat for the low. You dig? Here's some steals and deals, but first, it's an upcoming shoe that will be releasing on Saturday, and I will be talking about a shoe that released last Saturday. This Saturday we'll be coming out with the Air Jordan Retro 9 Breads, and last Saturday was the Hyper Royal 13s, just a blue cherry. Old shoes will be going on sale. Also, since it's Air Max month, Jordans will go on sale. Yes, I'm talking about they will be sitting like some ducks, I swear. And with that being said, here's a couple Jordans that will be going on sale. The Wheat 13s, the LA 1s, and a couple others such as like the Black Olive 13s and so on. So don't sleep on the Bread 9s because once they're gone, they will be gone. Just like the Bread Toe 1s. Boom. Knocked it out just like that.
Penny Wars will be continuing till next Friday. Make sure to keep bringing in those pennies to your first block class and your silver to those teachers you're not particularly fond of. And here's Haley and Michelle with this week's Word of the Week.
What's The word of the week is bumfuzzle.
Like, be confused or like not understand something.
Like dumbfounded.
Doesn't mean like...
First of all, stop taking the mic. If I'm holding the mic and I hold the mic up to you, it's because I want to hold the mic. Stop snatching the mic from me.
Can I just hold it?
No. Stop snatching the mic from people all the time.
I think it means that if you push somebody...
Bumfuzzle means to confuse. Wait. Okay.
Seniors, you must see Mrs. Mogul to schedule your grad project. If you don't do so by next Friday, Mrs. Mogul will schedule it for you.
The ASVAB test is on Monday in the boardroom. If you're interested and haven't signed up yet, see Mrs. Mogul today.
The CSE News, on the surface at least, seems to be a good group of people who don't really do any wrong. Well, that's wrong. Alex Jankowski went hard and deep with her investigation on a piece of Jada's missing pie.
Who took my pie?
Where were you on the morning of March 5th? You want to run that by me again, son? This ain't a poker game!
Well, actually...
Alexander Murray. Brought in on charges of pie thievery, lying, deception, and general nefariousness. Do you deny this?
I want a liquor.
This is Pennsylvania, son. My word is law. You've been previously charged with assault, battery, theft, larceny, armed robbery, and 17 counts of general nefariousness. Can you really say with any certainty that we have no cause to suspect you of doing this? Alex has an alibi. He was at work when the crime was committed. Ryan passed the lie detector test. What could I be missing? Wait, is there something I overlooked? It was you!
So for the real Pi Day mystery, Mrs. Sezakowski is running a school-wide scavenger hunt. To start, Mr. McComb will give out a clue. You will have to determine which staff member he is talking about. Go to that staff member, say the magic words, and you will be given your next clue.
You'll have to use your noggin to figure out who the next staff member is with the next clue, and so on. You will only have one school day to complete the scavenger hunt.
Students who are able to complete the scavenger hunt by the end of the day will earn a fabulous prize. The first student to complete it will be praised and worshipped.
We would like to wish good luck to those of you taking the SAT test. Don't forget to bring your $10 refundable deposit to Mrs. Sezakowski after 4th block today if you need a calculator.
Everybody knows about the National School Walkout coming up this Wednesday. Here's Mr. Mastrian to give you a little preview.
It's not a little segment. This is Mr. Mastrian, unedited. Get your popcorn ready and get comfortable. And before we get going, you can sign up for the walkout in Mr. McCollum's office. All right, keep going.
Hi, CSE. I'd like to take a couple minutes to talk about the #Enough movement, school walkout coming up next week, and a couple of points I feel need highlighted. First, a step back. I won't list all the mass shootings that have occurred in this country over the past 25 years. Tragically, there have been many, and we know their names by heart. The images of students fleeing their school with arms raised are forever seared into our consciousness. How is it that the pain and terror of those events, despite their horror, has never translated into any positive action? We've been trying to answer that question for years. Henry David Thoreau, in his work Civil Disobedience, says that if we were left solely to the wordy wit of legislators in Congress for our guidance, uncorrected by the seasonable experience and the effectual complaints of the people, America would not long retain her rank among the nations. Unfortunately, we have too often left matters in the hands of those legislators and their empty words, uncorrected by the seasonable experience and effectual complaints of the people. We have gained the seasonable experience. The data is clear on the reasons why gun violence is such a problem in the United States, but not in other developed countries. The complaints of the people have finally become effectual, and they have become so due to one reason: you and your generation. My generation, for whatever confluence of reasons, could not change or stem the tide of the violence. But I'm not really sure we tried. Your generation has begun to. Look at what the voices of the student survivors of Marjory Stoneman Douglas have done to raise this issue to the highest levels, from one end of the country to the other, in rural and urban schools, affluent schools and those in poverty, from elementary to post-secondary, places of worship, places of business. This is the power that my generation forgot we had, and a power yours is just beginning to realize. My boy Thoreau also said this: the government never of itself furthered any enterprise, but by the alacrity with which it got out of its way. It does not keep the country free. It did not settle the West. It does not educate. The character inherent in the American people has done all that has been accomplished. It is us. It is we the people, you and I. This is the only place change has ever come from. If you are feeling angry, or powerless, or overwhelmed, or terrified, or motivated to change one of those things that is causing America to lose her rank among the nations, I encourage you to stand up and join in the walkout. Stand up and stand strong and begin to realize that it is only through unity that we can begin to cure the ills we see so clearly in our isolation. Do not be isolated. Do not be powerless. I hope to see you all outside on March 14th.
There will be a speaker from the Job Corps here next Friday in Ms. Hammy's room during first and second block. All juniors and seniors who are interested, please see Mrs. Mogul to sign up. This is going to be an excellent presentation to all seniors who are unsure of their career path after graduation.
You actually did it after all that time. That took her like 15 minutes. And a Triangle Tech field trip is coming up on March 20th, and make sure you get your permission slip in to Mrs. Mogul no later than next week. And for what you really care about, prom court nominations. They've begun. Go to the Google Classroom code on the screen, somewhere around here. You can nominate 5 ladies and 5 gentlemen, and you have to enter their first and last name, and they must be a Skill Center student. And the nominations are open until 2:55 on the 21st of March. And now I gotta do my weather.
Here's Danny with your weekend's weather.
So for today, Friday, we have a high of 33 with a low of 26, and it's going to be a consistent 50% chance of snow all day, so if you can bring up that radar. The Northeast is just getting done with a pretty serious nor'easter that hit New York pretty hard, but we didn't get any of that. We got that little bit of snow, but nothing crazy. So if you can go back to the temperatures, you can see that this weekend it kind of tames out. We have a high of 31 and a low of 22, partly cloudy. And on Sunday, it's going to be sunny with a high of 24 and a low of 15, so it's going to be colder, but you are going to get that extra sun. So back to you, Danny. That'll wrap it up for this week. I'm Danny Droscher with Madison Maurice, wishing you a warm and cozy weekend.